Yeah, what the That's not how you cook brisket. All right, ready for your examination? Did I ruin them? Let's cook some food. Oh, beer, meat, good. But that on there, dun dun dun. Oh, shut up! Welcome to Schueys BBQ. Well, you'll learn the tips and tricks to master your grill. Today, I'm going to be grilling hanger steak. Now, if you do like this video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Share it with your mates. But the best thing you can do for yourself is hit that subscribe button and the bell button. And that way, you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So, let's get into it. That's right, today I'm grilling hanger steak. Now, hanger steak is also known as butcher's steak. And the reason being is butchers didn't sell it. They took it home for themselves because they're bloody greedy. The fact is you only get one hanger steak per animal, where everything else you generally get two of, unless you're talking shanks, you obviously get four of, okay? But they are super tender, super flavoursome, okay? And really underutilised. So we're going to cook one today. All right, ready for your examination? So we need to trim up the hanger steak, and it does take a little bit more trimming than your average steak, but it is well worth it. I suggest, because you're going to be holding the meat a fair bit, get some gloves and a sharp knife. If you don't have a sharp knife, I don't know, it's not a knife sharpening video, so get a sharp knife. Alright, hanger steak. So they do tend to have a fair bit of this outer hard fat, which I don't really want, and this silver skin. I'll be a little bit aggressive with my trimming on this. I'm by far no butcher. I see fat, I trim it off, that's it. Alright, so it is two defined muscles. You can actually see them. And here is the connective tissue. So we need to slice that, that will not render down, that is just going to be chewy. So as you can see, it would just be tough and chewy. When you're talking steak, that's not what you really want. So for that, I'll probably cut that in half. So if I had people over, I'd probably make this 4 steaks. So purely, we're going to go like that. Again, the thinner bits will dry out. As you can see, it's thicker here and it comes down. And again, if you're going to, and you like making your own burgers and sausages, that's exactly what that meat's going to go for. Okay, so don't throw it away, put it aside, and yeah, so they're all going to go in the fridge. I'm going to keep the seasoning of these steaks fairly simple. What I'll start off with is a light covering of olive oil. And look at that marbling in there, that's beautiful. There you go, light, medium, whatever. Get some olive oil on there, done. All right. And just a basic SPG rub that I've made up, and remembering give it a coating of rub from about 30 centimetres high. Just allows all the particles of your rub to separate as they come out of the shaker, and get some on the ends. Done. It is that simple. So today I'm going to be cooking on a 57 centimetre Weber kettle. Now I'm going to be using a flat griddle in this. Now you can cook it directly over the grate if you want. I just find you get a lot of flare ups, so hence why I like using the flat griddle for my steaks. So how we're going to achieve this is we've lit up a chimney starter full of briquettes, and I will just dump them into 2 baskets on one side of the charcoal grate. Remember, gloves, safety. You do not want to burn yourself. Now, I don't know why I threw away the gloves, because I still need them. I'm using a JG BBQ 50/50 grill, and the solid piece is going directly over our charcoal. You're going to let that warm up. I put the lid on, leave it for 10 minutes. We'll be ready to cook. So all vents open. Let that get nice and hot. Now we can throw the gloves away. All right, the hot plate is ready for our steak. So whoa. So put the lid back on and we'll cook it on the lid. It's time to check the temp of our griddle, and it's just climbed over 300 degrees Celsius. So we are ready to cook some steaks. Beer, meat, good. What have I done? That doesn't look right. All right, it's time to get the steak on. Make sure you got everything you need. Need a beverage, need some tongs. You should be able to twirl them by now. Instant read thermometer. You want to keep a check on these as they go on. So let's cook some steak. All right, it's time. Let's just place the steaks on that griddle. And this is the perfect time. Just sit back, enjoy that sizzle. Now we want to turn the steaks about every minute or so. And we're going to just keep a check on that internal temp with our instant read thermometer, because we want to take these steaks off when they hit 51 degrees Celsius, and then we can rest them, and they'll rest up to 54 degrees Celsius, which is perfect medium rare. Oh, look at that. All right, so you should check the internal temp of these steaks regularly. I tend to use a thermopen. I know some people say you can use your finger to check a steak, but unlike me, my finger isn't a thermometer, so I actually use a thermometer. That's your call, but that on there cannot tell me when that's 51 degrees Celsius. And they're about halfway. So just remember, keep turning them. Oh, that is looking great. And if you get once a nice crust and barks on there, we can just move them to the cooler zone. We'll put the lid on and let that temp rise up to the 51 degrees. Beverage time. Beer, big, glorious beer. I'm cooking with a high indirect heat today of around about 300 degrees, or that's about where we want that hot plate. So it's only going to be maybe about an 8 to 10 minute cook today. Or for those of you who like to use my beer timer, you're looking at a 1 beer cook. Or it's Friday for me here, so maybe a 2 beer cook. Go on. treat yourself. Oh no, he's burnt them. No, that's a Maillard reaction. And we want that. It's flavour. But these are now reading at 51 degrees Celsius. Sweet spot. So let's get them off, rest them, and they'll climb up to 54 degrees. So onto a chopping board. Perfect. Time to go camping, little steaks. You need to be tented with some foil. That's it. Leave them for 10 minutes and that temp will keep rising about 3 degrees, 4 degrees. The rest time, or quiet time as I like to call it now. I know some of you it's that dread time because you've got to wait to realise whether or not you actually, go away fly, if you actually ruined your cook. Don't stress over it, learn from it. Good thing is, keep a book close by. Write down everything you do for every cook. Times, temps, seasonings, was it humid outside, windy, whatever. Utilise that information for your next cook, okay? And you should be able to pinpoint where you went wrong if you do stuff up. Just don't beat yourself up about it. It's heat and meat, that's it. Worst case scenario, drink more beer. So, hanger steak, or also known as butcher's steak. But why? Because I think these guys knew exactly what they were on. Of course they knew they were on, it's a cow. They knew what they were on too, which is the fact is you only get one of these out of each beast. Most other cuts you get one or two. So, you don't get one or two, you get two, okay? But there's no other steak that is as tender as a filet mignon, I hope I said that right, or as rich as a Scotch or ribeye, as some call it, or as beefier flavour as brisket or short ribs. I don't want to wait any longer. I think it's time to dig in. No more waiting, let's cut in and let's see how we went. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Hallelujah! Well, how good does that look? Perfectly seared on the outside. Beautiful pink on the inside. Oh, I'm not waiting any longer. Thanks for watching. If you do like free stuff, head over to my Instagram for giveaways and extra content. Cheers.